Hello everyone, I'm Darren, a Hyrox athlete and coach. I have previously competed in the Hyrox Singapore 2023 in the men's open category, the 2024 Hyrox World Championship in Nice, France in the men's doubles pro category, and of course the recent Hyrox Singapore 2024 race racing solo once again. This channel is dedicated to Hyrox racing, tips and tricks, and some of my personal learnings when coaching individuals. Where the Hyrox season has started again, and Singapore was one of the first countries to host a race. This year, Singapore also welcomed the biggest crowd in all of Hyrox, and I must commend the Hyrox organizing team for a job well done. Today's video is all about my race reflection. I will share what I felt I had done well and what could be improved. As you watch along, you may also be able to pick up some tips on how to race better and stronger. We were allowed to pre-register 2 days in advance to prevent overcrowding and delay on race day. Queue management was great, and water was also provided while we queued, to get our race bands and beeps. Also, because of the crowd, the event organizers had to be creative, and they came up with the best Hyrox crossing ever. Spectators were directed across the running lane seamlessly without affecting the runners. Now let's jump right into my reflection. I completed the race in 1 hour 13 minutes, 3 minutes shy of my targeted time, but a 7-minute improvement from my previous solo race in 2023. Overall, I am placed 22nd out of 1,014 participants in the men's open cat and 8 in my age group, and comparing myself to the champion, I'm about 8 minutes away. I have also tabulated the splits of my run and workout separately, comparing last year and this year, as well as benchmarking myself against the champions and the world, which you may see a glimpse of. The week leading up to my race was crucial as I began to taper and relax my mind a little. I tried to avoid doing any workout related to Hyrox, such as sandbag lunges or wall balls. Instead, I replaced them with landmine thrusters, split squats, and etc., still targeting similar muscle groups. I also decreased my workout volume, but maintained intensity until the very last day. I also dedicated more time to mobility exercises to get my muscles ready for the race. Diet-wise, I increased my carbohydrates intakes 2 days before the race by consuming more bread and rice, as well as one additional smaller meal between my lunch and dinner. Lastly, hydration was very important, as I learned from 2023 when I nearly had a cramp. I tried and tested multiple brands of electrolytes before finding one that was palatable and effective, which was the same brand as my power gel, which you will see later. On race day, I made sure to have my usual breakfast, something that I have tested time and again from simulation to race day. I reached the site early, took a walk, looked around, and familiarized myself with the ingress and the egress at the rock zone. Walking around helped me calm my nerves and put my visualization into action. Scouting the site is crucial to prevent unnecessary penalties, and I recommend everybody to also practice this in future. Lastly, learning from the pros across all sports, I silenced myself with music amidst the chaos, a key strategy to maintaining focus. Now let's finally zoom in on my actual race. I did a great deal of comparison to understand where I am now, discover where I want to go next, and put my training plan into action, leading me to get there. It's a grueling process of relearning and pushing myself beyond personal limits, but it's worth it. When I compare last year's run to this year's, I've made a more than 4-minute improvement and I'm over 30 seconds faster per kilometer. But due to the sheer size of participants, I had to constantly overtake and take a longer route on the outer circle, which might have contributed to my pace mismanagement. Ultimately, the runs felt comfortable, though after some workout, it took me slightly longer to finally get moving. I guess I will need to include more compromised runs in my training block, especially after the exercises that cause a huge lactate buildup. Next, rock zone. Oh my golly, I have once again spent too much time here. In future races, I will need to time my gel consumption and water point more accurately to prevent any more time wastage. Ski is one of my favorite stations. This year I went slightly more conservative compared to last year, but I think it was the right move. I felt great after skiing and was ready to bounce onto my second run right after. If I were to do anything, it would be to increase my average pace and attempt to bring the ski overall time close to 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Secondly, sled push. I have tried all techniques and I'm using the one that is the most efficient. I have also used this similar technique when racing in Nice and the sled was sliding like butter. But I guess I need to increase my strength to move the sleds like it is on ice instead. Now this year's was a tad slower than last year. I took more breaks and interacted with my supporters, but these tiny breaks allowed me to maintain my running pace similar to the first 2 runs. Therefore, right now, I will just need to increase my power output as well as to work on my muscular endurance to bring myself up the leaderboard. Thirdly, my sled pull. Well, this station showed the greatest improvement, and a tip I'd like to share with you today is to always remember to chalk up your hands. I learned this recently in my World Championship race, and I guarantee you will thank me later. 5 seconds at the chalk bucket will save you an eternity of struggle at this station. Also, I believe my off-season training paid off as I lifted heavier than I used to, and it definitely showed. However, of course, I'm still not satisfied with my performance. I may have moved too slowly because my average heart rate dipped to 160 beats per minute, which is a little low with all the factors considered. Now, fourth station is burpee. After thousands of burpees, I finally found the greatest hack, which got me to fall into the top 5% category worldwide. Now, this method gave me a rhythm to follow, allowed me time to breathe, and always set me up in the strongest position. Want to know what the technique is? Maybe you can help me like, share, and subscribe to this channel so everyone can also benefit from this sharing. Fifth station, rowing. There is really nothing much to say about this other than technique. You want to be the most efficient at it without gassing out, as this station is also the best place to lower your heart rate. But I must say running after rowing hurts, so I reckon I will spend more time to compromise run after rowing each session. 6. Farmer's carry. This is such a mental game that I always fall victim to. Now, this year's farmer's carry route was a straight 100-meter lane followed by a U-turn 100 meters back. It was great for athletes who can run with the weights, but I have yet to master the skill of running with kettlebells. Now, I guess that will be something that I also have to spend some time to work on to bring the segment below 2 minutes. 7th station, coming to an end. Lunges. It seemed like everybody did their homework. Now, despite improving from last year's timing, I dropped in ranking. This year, I adopted a lunge tap go method for the most part, hoping I could shake away the lactate, but it did not work flawlessly. Thus, I will also spend more time working on perfecting my lunge technique, shaving off precious minutes. Last but not least. Now, this is everyone's favorite station because it is finally the last one, but also the station that most people dread. I set my targets high and I wanted to complete the reps unbroken, but reality set in after my 39th rep. My muscles were burning. Then I knew it was impossible. So I squat, huffing and puffing, and thought to myself, maybe 3 sets of 20 and I will be done. But lo and behold, my muscles gave up on the 14th rep. So I squat once again and decided, okay, let's be realistic. Let's just split it up to 15 sets and complete it. To be honest, I'm greatly disappointed in my wall balls performance. I rested longer than I should, and I changed my strategy way too many times. So in addition to lunges, wall ball will also be my next focus. I need to train myself mentally and physically to get better at this station. All in all, I'm happy with my performance, but not yet satisfied. So I wanted to use this video today to thoroughly sort through my thoughts and process my upcoming training plan. If you'd like to see how I train, you can give me a follow on my socials, as well as subscribe to this channel as I share tips and tricks that you can apply for your future races. Cheers! See you next time.